everybody. I thought I'd do a little video about auto waterers. Not everybody's familiar, especially if you've not been around horses. But it's a little bucket of water over there. And as the horse drinks the water and it gets to a certain level, it triggers the input and it begins to fill with water again. So that's the auto water. So when we clean them here, they do get algae in them and grain and so forth. So we would typically go in there with a scoop. We have a scoop over there. You can see it, that blue scoop. And the sponge. We come over here and we scoop the water out. Then we take the sponge and get the rest out. If we don't turn the water off, it continues to refill. So it's a little hard to do without turning the water off. So here's the water mechanism. The one here on the right goes to the auto water. The one here on the left shuts off all the water. And there's a bib there for a hose or whatever, maybe a misting fan at some point. So when the blue handle is in the north-south position, it's open. And when it's sideways like that, it's closed. So that means there won't be any water that goes in here. And this is dry, so a horse coming in here, maybe Cash or Cypress, someone that struggles with the heat, if we let them in here, they'd actually have no water. And if they were in here for a couple hours or half a day, that would be an issue. So we want to make sure that we go about putting that back on. I'll turn this on so you can... So it's up right now. You can see it spinning. So again, when the horse takes a drink, that will automatically refill with cool water. So that's pretty nifty. We've got one in each stall. The one over here, same thing. You can see we've got the shut off right there, and that goes up. The whips are a little bit in the way, but that goes right to the auto water. So that's really great. Yeah, so we've got those things. See, there's a hoof pickup here. So we want to make sure, especially stuff like this that's sharp, don't think they're going to poke their eye out on it, but if it ends up on the ground and they step on it weird, especially a horse maybe with an abscess, if you're new to horses and you don't know what a hoof pick is, it looks like that. You can see you wouldn't want that to go into their hoof. So here's a couple little things to kind of keep out. You can check each other, check yourself, maybe have someone do a sweep. I don't mean a literal sweep, but kind of like when you go to a hotel room and you take a look before you leave, that our gates are closed, that everything's properly done. I found some of these gates last week where the chain was not properly done. It would be pretty easy for the horse to get in, which is hard for them. We found last week there were a couple people in and out of the pod, and that was during the morning shift. And then I came out here around 5:30 or 6, and I was talking to one of the evening crew, and I was standing by the wheelbarrows, and I noticed that was open, had been open all day. So, it can get rained on. We can end up with rodents or ants in there. But the big concern would be the cat, and we were chatting about that. And as we went over, the cat actually jumped out. So had Marmalade been in there further and not jumped out, he easily could have been closed in there. And I don't know that we would have found him in time. So I know sometimes it seems like I'm being a little trivia about, being particular about things. But believe me when I say it's always about the horses and the horses' safety. I've been around a lot to see just some common mistakes, right? We get distracted, someone asks us for help, we leave what we're doing, and things happen. We've had newer people not understand going in the gate, either not knowing how to open it or just not being familiar with round pen panels. So what they've done instead is come over and just disconnect. So a couple weeks ago, David and Margot and I were over here, and that had happened over on this side. I'm not sure who was in it, but with this red one, somebody had disconnected the pins rather than the gate. I think maybe Mickey was in here, and it almost fell over on his head, just because someone didn't know. So a lot of this stuff we can catch by going through. Like I said, just do a nice sweep when you're done. We just got done watering our brand new bamboo. It's quite lovely. I tried to spray down a little bit. You can see all this dust. We haven't had rain in a long time, so I tried to spray down just a little bit of the earth, you know. You can see the plants, everything's covered with dust. So so I think that's it. Nothing else new. I do see the wheelbarrow on the outside. I don't know if you guys recall, we want it on the inside so that the trailer doesn't have to worry about it. I did some trimming earlier on these trees to make a little room, but this wheelbarrow is not supposed to be on this outside of this structure. See how that sticks out? So when the big trailers come in between the tree and this, we have to stop and get out and move this back to its spot. So this happens a couple times a week. So if we can get everybody to make sure stuff's put away, if you don't know, ask. A lot of this stuff's on Facebook. If you go through some of the old videos and posts, if you're new and you're just starting or it's been a long time, have yourself some popcorn and sit and watch a volunteer video. So we have a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. We got some more stall work done today. The guys are coming back. I think I'm going to finish that back stall, which is great. We may be able to start on pergola work. I'm not quite sure. It's our new bamboo, growing. And I'd like to work on the bamboo in the back, making sure that gets watered. It's just been so dry. So we have kids camp tomorrow. We have a board meeting tomorrow. I'm going to work with Katie for a little bit on what she's going to start helping with some of the paperwork and emails for orientation, which is super. And she's going to be leading all the orientations from now. So shout out to Miss Katie. So I think that's all that's going on for now, and hopefully we'll see you guys at the training on Saturday. We'll see whoever shows up, and we'll go from there. I'd like to do some handling and some tacking and some gate work. I think we could use a lot of gate work. That's really good to work on as a group. And I guess that's it. Hope you guys are having a happy Friday. Monday, the vet will be back for Phoenix, so maybe we'll have some better news. I don't know. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed. So anyway, see you guys later. Have a good weekend.